I am walking with the Word in Sheffield, and recently have been thinking about prayer. In John chapter 16, verses 23 and 24, Jesus says this about prayer. In that day you will ask nothing of me. Truly, truly, I say to you, whatever you ask of the Father in my name, he will give it to you. Ask and you will receive, that your joy may be full. Sometimes Catholics pray to saints, and I've heard Christians, evangelical Christians at least, describing this as idol worship and getting really upset that Catholics do this. And I want to speak into this debate today, and I want to speak to both sides of the debate. Firstly, to the evangelicals who criticise Catholics for doing this. I don't believe praying to saints is idol worship. Idolatry is defined as worshipping something as God that's not God, worshipping the created thing rather than the creator. But notice we're talking here about prayer and not about worship. In Catholic thinking, when they pray to the saints, they're not worshipping the saints, and they don't believe the saints are in the position of God. They're simply asking the saints to kind of put in a good word with God, to appeal to God, or to intercede to God on our behalf. And these saints were amazing people. Their faith was listed to be an example to us, so you can see why this might seem like a good idea. So I don't think that when Catholics pray to the saints, it's an example of idol worship, and I think it's wrong to judge them and challenge them in that way. But I do think that when you pray to saints, instead of praying to the Father, you rob yourself of something. Notice Jesus is giving us an invitation here to approach the God and creator of the universe as our Father. There's an intimacy and a joy and a love that comes with a prayer relationship to God as Father and creator of the universe. And if you go and pray to the saints instead of praying to the Father, when you have an open invitation to pray to the Father, you rob yourself of something. You sell yourself short of a joy and a privilege and an honour of prayer. Notice that Jesus finishes these verses with these words. He said, "Ask and you will receive, that your joy may be full." The joy doesn't just come in the fact that we receive, it comes in both the asking and the receiving. The joy comes in the prayer relationship. And if you continue to pray to saints and make them the object of your prayers, hoping that they'll put in a good word with God, you're missing something. You don't need to do that. In Jesus' name, you have the right to approach God yourself. You don't need a saint to advance your prayers. It will make them no more powerful.